Hi, this is our United Kingdom team presentation for our 580 course. For the United Kingdom, we decided to do a craft and hobby home decor type store, similar to a Hobby Lobby type store that you would find in the United States. On the first slide here, you can see just a little bit about the craft and hobby industry as it relates to the United Kingdom itself. There's limited data available due to the home nature of crafts in itself, and it's a niche market in the United Kingdom. Most market data is based on the success of the home craft and hobby industry in the United States itself. Crafters in the UK have similar interests as the American market, share the same demographics and same type of target customers. Due to the small size of the home craft industry in the United Kingdom, it is growing rapidly as its popularity soars. It'd be similar to the United States, where it has done quite well. While the UK and the US markets share the same interest, demographics, target customer profile, its growth rate, where the markets become very different. The US market is a 300 billion plus industry with an estimated long-term annual growth rate of 2%. On the opposite side of the spectrum is the UK, where the market is a modest 3 plus a year. The significant factor in the UK market is the estimated long-term annual growth rate of 10%, and that's what made it so intriguing for us as a team. The UK market has managed a 10 to 12% growth rate since 2008. This growth rate is anticipated to continue for the long term. This is what made it very appealing to us as we are identifying what product we should bring to the United Kingdom. The target market of the UK home craft industry is largely similar to the United States. The typical customer is female, in her 40s or older. These customers typically fall into three categories: crafters who are 60 plus, crafters with children who like to do crafts with them, or entrepreneurs who sell homemade craft items for profit, kind of like a farmer's market here in the United States. These customers are also typically located in suburban areas. Customers usually are budget-minded, especially since the global recession in 2008. As we move to the next slide, this would be similar to the success that the low-cost option of McDonald's enjoyed during the recession. It did quite well, and as the economy has started to turn back in the opposite direction now, it's struggling. So we see that the industry itself, that it succeeded quite well, but it also, unlike McDonald's now, maintains a growth that McDonald's didn't enjoy. So the recession in 2008 impacted more than just the American economy, it was a world recession. The impact of the recession was global and impacted UK consumers in a similar fashion. This financial uncertainty created many budget-minded consumers and jump-started sales in the UK craft industry. The UK craft retailers have seen sales increase 10 to 12% over 2008 to 2014. So we can see that success is carried on past the recession itself, but it's sustainable. This rate is expected to continue for the foreseeable future. The craft market in the UK is fragmented, with many small craft retailers selling limited products. This is a common theme in many European markets. There does not appear to be a viable, comparable, large American-style craft hobby store that dominates the market, like in the United States. They do have a similar competitor in the United Kingdom called Hobbycraft. It is difficult to find some solid numbers for analysis because of their private company. They're privately held, so the public financial information is not easily obtained. All statistics for Hobbycraft are obtained from industry estimates and third-party publications. Hobbycraft has 81 locations in the United Kingdom. These stores are considerably smaller in size and merchandise selection than the American-style craft stores that they can be compared to. Hobbycraft revenue is estimated to be £110 million in 2014. As with their American counterparts, Hobbycraft stores tend to be located in the suburban outskirts of populated centers, where the target customer is more likely to be located. Hobbycraft sticks mainly to craft itself. It has very minimum home decor selections, and this is where it differs from its comparable counterparts in the United States. They follow the same trends as American markets, such as they celebrate Easter, so they have currently on their website would show a lot of Easter products or crafts that they do. They do have an online presence. They provide low cost or no shipping cost options. They are the only significant brand in the market, which means that they enjoy quite the market share when compared to the local family-operated organizations. These things together tell us that the trends of the American markets would then follow over to a location in the United Kingdom, such as United Kingdom crafters enjoy Easter and Christmas crafts, such as American ones. There's a high likelihood that they would also enjoy home decor items to be combined with that. So as we move there, there's significant store space in American craft stores designated for home decor. This represents a great deal of their floor space and their sales percentage as well. If it didn't, they wouldn't have them there to take up a third to sometimes 50% of the stores themselves. So we feel that this is a huge opportunity to differentiate from hobbycraft, but also to create our own market in itself, to combine these two markets. Currently, the furniture stores and local shops, they dominate the home decor market in the United Kingdom. A hurdle to overcome would be educating consumers that both markets can be provided under the same roof, and to develop a strong brand to demonstrate this to the consumers in the United Kingdom. Something else that may help overcome this hurdle would be to integrate and do projects for the consumers that would do that, such as build a craft that is a home decor item, that allow them to consciously connect the two items under that one brand, under that one roof. The current online presence for home decor and craft items are very fragmented. Hobbycraft doesn't, they're the main brand for online craft items there. But the home decor industry is very, very fragmented online there. This creates, we feel, an opportunity to then move in, once we're physically established there, to also have a second market, if you will. So not only a physical store, but an online presence that would be able to then use their large quantity of purchasing power to then gain a position that would be greater than the local offerings that are currently there. This could also then tie in both the crafts and the home decor items in the consumer's minds. They'll connect and strengthen that brand as well. As we look at the UK as a whole in comparison to the US, we start to see a few differences and similarities. It's encouraging to see that we have a lot of commonality in our culture and business practices. This can be seen here in this chart by the Hofstede Center. This comes as no surprise since we have a common heritage with Britain, and thus our language, business sensibilities, and law structures came from the same source. Since World War II, the US and the United Kingdom have had what is termed a special relationship, a bond, which has allowed for very easy foreign investments between our two nations. As a result, currently the US is the primary source of current foreign direct investment in the United Kingdom. This would allow the successful transition with low barriers for a company to then do business in the United Kingdom. As mentioned earlier, the UK has a growing market in the craft and hobby industries. The UK is one of the most densely populated nations in Europe, with most of the population residing in urban areas. The median age of women in the UK is 41, which is a good indicator since our target market is women in this range. Culturally, the UK traditionally places a higher value on politeness in public settings and respecting people's personal space. Generally speaking, however, it can be safely assumed that the British in general and the target market for craft hobbyists in particular share similar tastes and sensibilities with preferences in home decor that their counterparts in the USA do as well. We feel that this is a strong indication of our premise that a hobby home decor store would be successful in the United Kingdom. The UK is a constitutional monarchy based on English common law and statutes. As such, the rule of law is paramount in all aspects of British society. Therefore, there is a good legal recourse with issues regarding property rights, copyrights, trademarks, intellectual property, and other issues related to business protection. Also, unlike some countries, the UK government does not give preferential treatment to UK-owned businesses, nor do they penalize foreign-owned businesses with such things as higher taxes or additional regulation, which again makes the UK ideal for foreign direct investment. Political stability and public safety risks are also similar to the US and other Western countries according to rankings. This would also translate to a cultural similarity between two countries, which would make management structures and communication very viable and an easier transition than other countries. Another reason the UK is attractive for foreign investment is due to its relatively low rate of taxation. For small businesses who make less than $471,000 of profit, the tax rate is 20%. For businesses making more than $2.4 million, the tax rate is 24%. Compared to the rest of the EU, the UK economy has recovered quite well in the past 2 years. It had the highest growth rate in Europe in 2014. This has been fueled by the recovery of the UK banks from economic crisis, and primarily by increased consumer spending, which is also a good indication for our premise of bringing this business there. Most economic analysis forecasts that this will continue in 2015 and in coming years, as long as spending continues and wages and domestic productivity continue to increase as well. There are some potential risks to watch for this year. In 2015 is an election year, which may affect the ruling party and in turn tax and business policies. Recently, however, both parties have shown they are committed to free market policies and less regulation of business, so this risk is fairly low. Also, the EU is still recovering from economic crisis and is the UK's largest trading partner. Any economic shocks in the EU will be felt in the UK as a result. This hurdle is present but not substantial enough that would prohibit the country from entering this market. Also, establishing a foothold in the UK while the recession is then overcome there will also create a presence that will allow for future growth in Europe as they overcome the current EU troubles that they are in. Here we've created a few slides that would demonstrate the parent company moving from the domestic market in the United States. It would be privately owned, be Protestant Christian values, very similar to a Hobby Lobby type situation. Central office in Oklahoma City, small town suburb preferred, all stores closed on Sunday. This is a very traditional standard view amongst hobby stores. Here would be some cities that they could be opening in the future. Facility size, accessibility. This represents an international site that we've looked that would reflect a location that we may open up on the domestic side, but it would be feasible internationally in the UK. It has the same facility size compared to a population that's outside of a dense urban market. We have a global strategy with many of the products are low cost, low quality decorative pieces made in China. This is very common here amongst the United States stores that have been successful. Most home decor products reflect Americana. This is a popular theme in the UK. People that have been able to travel to the United States or experience these things. Craft items have universal appeal with no need for localization. Products shipped directly from China on a very existing shipping routes that wouldn't need to be then overcome. No need to reinvent the wheel. Ongoing concerns and observations would be plentiful site possibilities given the dispersed population centers around the UK. Localization pressures to carry English-specific brands for made in England items. Wage pressures, rise in popularity of naturalistic political parties resisting foreign corporations. We don't feel that this is a huge hurdle to overcome. Here's a quick look at our resources. As I scan through these, I'd just like to say that we enjoyed our time in the United Kingdom doing this project, and that we hope you guys enjoyed.